"You're lucky I'm paying you at all for this garbage," the client texted, 3 seconds before deleting the shared drive access. He thought he'd ghosted the only person who knew how his entire backend worked. The client was a high-end agency owner with a Rolex habit and a serious allergy to paying his invoices. He had kept the freelancer on a leash for 6 months, with exposure and promises of equity. When the final project launched and the site hit #1 on Product Hunt, he went dark. The freelancer's polite follow-ups were met with a screenshot of the client's new Porsche and a message that read, "The contract has a loophole. Sue me if you can afford the lawyer." The freelancer sat in a dark room, staring at the unpaid total. They watched the client post a celebratory LinkedIn video about grindset and owning your worth. The client then sent one last insult. "Don't bother emailing again, my assistant filters for losers." The freelancer didn't reply. They didn't get angry, they just opened a single local file on their desktop. The screen flickered as they toggled it into rage mode. The interface turned a deep blood red. They didn't need a lawyer, they needed math. They opened the tracker and entered every hour, every late-night revision, every quick favor the client had called part of the deal. The calculator didn't care about loopholes, it just added. The final notice the tool generated wasn't an email, it was a number. The exact number plus late fees, to the cent. The freelancer copied the emotionless, legally ironclad text the tool spat out. They attached the pristine, itemized invoice. They bypassed the assistant and sent it directly to the client, copying the client's new investors on a notice of unpaid intellectual property. By noon the next day, the client sent a frantic "Are you there?" text. Silence. At 2:30 p.m., the freelancer switched the file to cat mode. A small pixelated cat began walking across their dashboard. They watched the client's emails turn from arrogant threats to, "I'm sorry, let's talk." The freelancer sent one final automated reply through the tool. "Pay the total." 5 minutes later, the bank notification pinged. $12,450, plus interest. The freelancer deleted the client's contact, closed the file, and went to lunch.